Hello, how you doing? Good to be back. It's July again. Summer is here, which is fantastic. Bit sad about the football last night, England losing. But if you're from Italy, congrats, all good. Uh, Good evening, everyone. Fantastic. Nice that a load of you are joining in, uh, which is just awesome. I can't wait. I'm on holiday next week. Can't can't wait. Can't wait. Um, so I'm gonna just kick in. I hope your day's going well. Um, I'm quite looking forward to just taking some time out now and just focusing on God. This first track is Amazing Grace, which we put out into the Presence Project probably about a year ago now. Time really does fly. And I decided to do my own version of Amazing Grace, featuring the vocals of the very talented Sam Gowdy. And at the time, for me personally, I was just quite impacted by this hymn. And just the line, so sings my soul. For me, I want my soul to sing. I want it to be positive. I want to be a positive person in the community that I live. I want to be a positive person in the work that I do. I want to be a positive person in the art that I create. And so that line for me, so sings my soul, was a real deep prayer for me. And so I decided to do a version of Amazing Grace. So let's get on with the night. And this is Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now am found. that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see.
Grace is the offer to breathe, to stop here and rest, to lay down the need to do it my way, the courage to risk. Grace is a hand held, an invitation to surrender, reaching beyond reason, a rerouting of my heart. Grace is liberation, an ending of not good enough, of blame, shame, and shadow, an awakening of joy, the emergence of hope. Grace is the great homecoming, the welcome of loving kindness, a belonging and a becoming, unmasked and fear-free. Grace is the challenge to choose kindness, a call to join the resistance when injustice swells triumphant and thoughts of hatred rise, a movement of mercy. Grace is extravagant, unrelenting, tender-hearted, removes boundaries, stretches horizons, is a pearl of great price. Amazing grace.
Your grace is amazing. You are fantastic, God, and we thank you for your grace. God, you were there in the beginning, right at the very start of time, your heartbeat pulsating through time itself. This is beginning. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty. Darkness over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters.
Before the beginning, there was a blank page, an empty space onto which would be written the story of the universe. Before the beginning, there was a singularity of possibility, an infinitely small dot, heavy as the body of God, pulsating with the shining imagination of potential, of all that could be. All of the energy and the dark matter and the wildflowers and the stars. All of the mud and photons and quarks and the lovers and the broken hearts. All of the rage and the ruin and the redemption and the dancing and the galaxies colliding. All of the birth and death and sex and salvation. Before the beginning, there was an intake of breath, the divine lungs filling with hope and fire and the shaking multitude of souls. Then there came a roar, a symphony of relentless light, a wild explosion of creation, the universe tripping over itself in the becoming of its becoming. And through it all, through the fury and the wonder, a gentle, powerful, playful voice sighing over everything. It is good. It is good. It is good. And beneath that declaration, a heartbeat, a bass note pounding out the deep rhythm of time. Even now, when you put your ear to the ground, you will hear it sounding strangely similar to love.
God, we want to be changed by you. We want you to change us, to morph us, to mold us, and we want to be shaped by you. Creator God, shape us. Shape us, God. Let yourself be pulled into a way of life. Shaped by God's life. A life energetic, and blazing with holiness. God said, I am holy, you be holy. We want to be changed by you, God. We want to be shaped and morphed. We give ourselves to you this evening. everything that we are.
Captivate me, life-giver. Shape, fashion, and mould my reluctant heart. Light the gloom of darkened thoughts. Dismiss the immobilizing misery of fear by your transfiguring presence. Thaw my cold indifference and unseat the grip of winter too long tolerated. Sculpt the granite of my stubborn will, chip and chisel at the block of my resistance, and work the grace of your artistry. Burn and blaze, guiding star, through uncharted ways, and lead me to holy ground.
God, we want to hear you whisper tonight, just where we are. Let's focus on the quiet voice of God. Go stand on the mountain, and God will pass by. A hurricane wind ripped through the mountains and shattered the rocks. But God wasn't to be found in the wind. After the wind, an earthquake. But God wasn't in the earthquake. After the earthquake, fire. But God wasn't in the fire. And after the fire, a gentle and quiet whisper. When Elijah heard the quiet voice, he muffled his face with his great cloak, went to the mouth of the cave, and stood there. Quiet voice asked, "So Elijah, now tell me, what are you doing here?" This evening, what are we doing here? Before God, what are we doing here? Listen. Shh. Listen.
Even the magnificence of the storm roar failed to awaken him. Entangled by a shroud of misery, exhausted, angry, and so desperately alone, he was unimpressed by the raging wind and driving rain. Predictable, he thought. The violence of the earthquake momentarily distracted him, but too lost in his own despair, he remained unmoved and bound. The flames, as spectacular as they were, failed to stir him. He was no longer a prophet who dealt in fire. The knots seemed to tighten. Despairing, numb, he barely heard the whisper. Unexpected, gentle, tender. The voice named him, and he was undone.
And sings my soul. And sings my soul. And sings my soul. Oh Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the works thy hand hath made, I see the stars, I hear the mighty thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. then sings my soul. Then sings my soul. When through the woods and forest glades I wander and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. When I look down from lofty mountain grandeur and hear the brook and feel the gentle breeze, then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul. And when I think that God is Son not sparing, sent him to die, I scarce can take it in. That on the cross, my burden gladly bearing, he bled and died to take away my sin. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul. Then sings my soul. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul. Then sings my soul.
Great. Wow. Yes. What a great evening. I love that. Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining me. I'm going to leave you with Psalm 91. And this is the verse that this next track and poem is inspired from. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. Amen.
A thousand may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. These words my Father spoke bounced from the walls that felt like they were closing in and collided with my brokenness. The sound bites of ancient truths crashed into my hopeless hands and lifted them up. Amongst waves I could barely stand, but the strength of an almighty king and a gentle shepherd invaded my veins, and I stood despite the storm. In the shadow of Shaddai is where I lay my head. In him is where I rest. In the morning I rise, untouched by darkness, because I am protected. Even here, when I can barely defend myself, when I am too weak to fight, you tell me that I already have the victory. You, I'm holding on to you for dear life. My kind King, you are the one that saves me. I want to drink the depths of your love even on bad days. My Jesus, you rescued me then, and you rescue me now.